Good evening, everyone. My name is Alfonso Nardi. I am the Vice Chair of the Springfield Historic Commission. I'm presiding over the meeting today. Our chairman is not available, so bear with me. I would like to start with a roll call, please, and then I will review the basic information because we are online. So could I have a roll call? Commissioner Nardi is here. Commissioner Kroll.
Present.
Commissioner McFarland.
Here.
Commissioner Belton.
Here.
Commissioner Kroll.
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. So for everyone's information, in order to enable municipal government to continue its important work during the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still going on, while assuring both city employees and citizens can satisfy CDC social distancing guidelines, the city of Springfield is providing this public notice as well as to conduct these public hearings utilizing remote technology. Copies of the petitions, the text, the maps may all be requested. Send a letter to the Office of Planning and Economic Development or call Alvin Allen at 413-787-6020. You can watch this public hearing on Channel 17, Springfield Comcast, or Focus, Springfield Community TV website. The public comments would also be taken in two segments. The first public comment period will take place prior to the meeting discussion. The second public comment period will take place after the meeting and will remain open for 24 hours, meaning you can write in to Alvin and discuss or say what you like. Next, to provide for public comment in writing, just mail the Springfield Historic Commission, 70 Tapley Street, Springfield, Mass. 01104, or Alvin's email is aallen@springfieldcityhall.com. Allen, A-A-L-L-E-N @springfieldcityhall.com. To provide for public comment by voicemail, 413-750-3223. Anyone have any questions regarding that? If not, I'd like to start directly on the agenda. We have a couple public hearings that are continued. Any questions or worries? And everyone can hear me okay? Okay,
Yes.
that sounds good. And Tom Bilton, you can hear us?
Yes, I can.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Loud and clear.
All right, so Alvin, let's start with the public hearings that are continued. 34 Piney Woods Avenue. And I'll pull that up in front of me. And for those of you who were not here last meeting, I will read. The petition is for a certificate of appropriateness to install new electric meter socket on the left side of the house, as per the photos that were submitted, and possible replacement of the existing front sidewalk because there was some area that was damaged during construction and so forth, but they're offering to replace it in kind. I'll read the letter. We're planning to update the electrical service. As you're aware, the surface feed underground. They've located the meter socket on the left side of the house. First is close to the original service's entrance, and second is not visible from the front of the house. Additionally, plantings will screen the meter socket, as we heard during the meeting. As part of this project, it's possible that the front sidewalk will have to be replaced due to undermining caused by that excavation work. And if it happens, they're just going to replace it. No change in color, no change in surface material. Are the owners here and would like to say anything more regarding their petition?
Hi, Commissioner David
Hi, David.
Rosinski. Hello. Yeah, no, that is exactly the plan. No change or deviation from what you said.
Okay, good. Anyone else on behalf of the owner? On behalf of the petition? Alvin, any further information that we should know about?
We have not received any comments for this particular matter.
Okay, so this matter has been heard already once during the previous Historic Commission meeting. So I entertain a motion by one of the commissioners regarding the request for certificate of appropriateness.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion. Thank you very much, Commissioner. We have a first, we have a second. Any discussion? Or
I actually
request
have
for
a
information?
question.
Please,
I think this is the property where we talked about possibly putting a bush or a shrub up near there. So
Yes.
I just wanted to point that little piece out.
Yep, I will certainly put a planting in front of that meter socket. That's a very easy thing to do. No problem.
anything else?
Can someone just add that to the motion, that a planting will be used to screen?
Sure. Commissioner Belton, it was your motion. Would you accept adding that to the motion?
It wasn't my motion.
Oh, whose was
It
it?
was
I'm
Walter
sorry, it
Cole.
was mine, and
It was-
I would accept that, yes, adding
Okay.
that to the motion.
Thank you, Walter. I appreciate it. Okay, let's take a vote. All those in favor, I will do a roll call. Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kroll,
Yes,
Commissioner Nardi says yes. Okay, so that motion passes and the paperwork, appropriate paperwork will be coming from Alvin. Thank you, Mr. Rosiski.
Thank you, commissioners. Appreciate it.
Okay. The next that was continued from the previous meeting, I will pull it up, is 256 Bay Street. This was a request again for a certificate of appropriateness. It was to install 3.4 kilowatt solar system, and the photos and the designs were attached and reviewed last meeting. And the owner here for any particular, or give us any particular further information.
This is Michael Stevens. I'm the owner. I don't have any particularly further information. The contractor representative, Mark McCormick, is also here.
Okay. I have a question. Maybe Mr. McCormick can answer that.
Yeah,
Just out of
absolutely.
curiosity, are these number of panels enough to create the amount of electrical use for the property, or is it more or less? Or
It's not going to cover, because of the direction of the house and the pitching of the roof, it's not going to cover the entire need of electricity, but it is going to offset it. I believe. Let's just pull this back up. It's almost 50% offset.
okay, yeah, I was assuming it was probably something less because there's many roofs and many angles
Yeah.
looking the wrong direction. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
And as I said last week, we put the time in and try to figure out the best place to put them and hide them as well. And unfortunately, because of the roof, this was the only option.
okay. Anyone else that would like to add any information or any discussion regarding this petition? Either pro or con? No? Okay, then knowing that this is a continuation of something that was already reviewed during the last meeting, I will entertain a motion from one of our commissioners as to issuing a certificate of appropriateness for 256 Bay Street.
So moved.
Sorry. Just wanted to make a statement. Do
Please.
you guys want to get into the color of the conduit?
I think there was a photograph that showed the color of the conduit to be similar to the paint.
Yes,
I see.
we agreed that, that it would be painted the color of the house, would be
Right.
part of everything.
And that can become part of the motion, that the conduit running from the soffit on the second floor down to grade to the meters would be painted the same color as the siding and existing corner trim, correct?
That's right.
Okay. So Commissioner, can that be written in as part of your motion? Commissioner? Did we lose him?
Is that on Commissioner Belton?
Yes.
Yes, that is acceptable for me.
Okay, so that will be part of the motion that we are going to vote on. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Kroll. Any discussion from any commissioners or requests for further information? None? Okay, so then I would like to take a roll call vote for this. We'll start with Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner,
Taking us out.
Commissioner, I don't know who you are.
You need the other
Commissioner-
Kroll.
The other Kroll. Commissioner
Yes.
Walter, okay, and
Yes.
Commissioner Nardi votes yes. All right, that sounds good. Thank you very much. So that petition and the certificate for appropriateness will be issued by Alvin from his office directly to the owner.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
all.
much. Thanks for coming and following through what you needed to. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hope you save a lot of electricity. Okay, Alvin, if it's okay with you, I'd like to move on to the new public hearings, a new item on our agenda.
Right.
Okay, that will be, just pulling it up on my fancy computer. 127 to 129 Piney Woods Avenue, installation of vent covers to the exteriors for bathroom ventilation. Alvin, is there a way you can pull that picture up that shows where they want to install the vent?
Yes, give me just a moment.
As you're doing that, I'll read the request. I need to install vent fans in the first and second floor bathrooms. They should vent to the outside through the nearest siding, which is facing Fairglade Street. Attached documents show the street view, proposed vent locations, and the proposed vent style. Thank you. So Darcy Lambert has requested this. Would you like to give us some information regarding your requests?
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Dancy.
We can't find another place to vent those bathrooms. Even if we went up, it's still just as visible from the street. So I hope it works. We can paint it the color of the house and repaint it when I repaint the house next.
Okay. Any luck? Oh, there we go. Okay, so there it is. Just turn your head to the side. You can see the two locations of the vents. And Darcy just suggested that they will be painting the vents the same color as the siding through which they are being installed. Any questions, commissioners? Did I read that the vents were 6 inches by 6 inches or something to that effect? I don't.
Oh, so I'm not sure that I picked the right vent style cover. I think it might need to be the one that's open and down, but it will be for a 4-inch duct. So the face plate should be 6 by 6.
Yeah,
Because the actual duct is 4 by 4.
Yeah, they usually are. Okay. My one only comment as an architect about it is that the vent near the first floor window. Might not want to be too close to that window head because it's hard to make sure that you flash it properly so you don't get any leaks in that window. But other than that, and if it could possibly be installed centered on the window, even because I'm a nudge, then that would be nice. But I understand what he's doing. Any other questions from anyone or ask for details? No? Okay. And as per all our meetings now online, anyone else who would like to make commentary, you've heard me in the beginning of the meeting, how you can contact us, email, write to Alvin, send them a telegram, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I would like to ask the commissioners for a motion to continue this till our next meeting to give the public the opportunity to respond.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Kroll. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Any discussion? Very cool. So let me ask a roll call vote. We'll start with Commissioner Belton.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Kroll.
Yes.
This is going to drive me wild.
I-
Commissioner Kroll.
Yes. We'll just decide to do ladies first. You can always go before me.
Okay, right, and I'll always
That
say
work?
yes.
I will always
Either
defer.
that or maybe it's Commissioner Judy and Commissioner Walter might be easier. Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Commissioner Nardi votes yes. Okay, so that'll be continued to the next meeting, please, Alvin. It's in your hands.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we have on our agenda, just following down the line, an environmental review. And we need to determine as a commission whether or not what is being requested will be detrimental to the historic district or not. Okay, so Alvin, would you give us just a little pre-information before we ask the owner to tell us what's being requested?
Again, with your ruling today, you guys are just a recommending body on this. You guys will not be giving necessarily an approval, but a recommendation to the Mass Historic Commission, who will make the final approval on the work.
Okay.
Again, you guys are just going to figure out whether or not the work has an adverse impact to the structure and to the overall district. If not, then that's the recommendation there. But if there is some sort of detriment or if there is an adverse impact that you guys determine, then you have to determine how the impact can be lessened, if at all.
Okay. All right, so let me just read it for everyone so it'll be on the record. The request is for a certificate. The request is for environmental review. The proposed work includes de-letting the home for the City of Springfield grant, exterior work to include scraping and painting the siding and trim, no siding, replacement of windows with dark colored replacement windows, matching existing grid patterns and grills on exterior glass. Anticipate replacing 4 basement windows on the side of the dwelling with dark colored replacement windows, hopper or slider style. A hopper, for all those of you who don't know, is they're hinged on the top and they open from the bottom. Okay. And then as part of this, there are photographs of the structure, some information on the windows that can be reviewed by each commissioner. And I'm open to hear what the property owner would like to offer for information.
Hi, good evening.
Corinne?
Bobby, you'll be speaking for us, please?
Yeah, you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then, if it's okay with you, then I'll kind of give them a rundown.
Okay,
Very
my
cool.
name is Corrine Bloomfield Abdul Montekimet and Lafayette.
And I'm Bob Demusis from the City of Springfield's Office of Housing. We've been before you many times for both this deletting program as well as our Healthy Homes program. Corinne's got a 1880 house that's absolutely loaded with lead. She's got small children there, and we're lucky to have a grant to help her out with that. We're very familiar with what the Historical Commission requires and desires, and we're not going to change anything whatsoever to the house. We're going to alleviate all the peeling paint on the house, which is substantial as we speak. We will replace every window in the house. They're all loaded with lead, with dark colored windows. They actually, I was there yesterday. They don't, strangely, none of them have grid patterns. They're all 1/1s. So we anticipate replacing them with dark colored 1/1s. The hopper windows, Commissioner Nardi, the hopper windows that we usually do are not hinged at the top. That's like an awning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
You're
hopper
right.
hinged at the bottom.
You're
And so
right.
they kind of tilt in from the top.
They tilt in. Yeah, I'm mistaken. Thank you.
And that's what we anticipate doing on the side. Those aren't visible at all from the street. They're good sized windows, but again, we'll dark color and replace what are really an eyesore now, the windows that are there. Again, we've done this many times. We know what you want and require, and we're more than willing to accommodate you.
I have a question, Robert. The deletting itself is being done by someone who's a licensed person to do that kind of work?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
This is federally funded, so yeah,
yeah.
it's out. We'll do a walkthrough with. We'll invite every deletter in the state.
Mhm.
The ones who choose to come, we'll do a walkthrough, and we'll go with the lowest qualified bid.
Yeah, it's real important. You've got kids in there, and they've got to really be careful.
Oh,
Okay.
in this house, yeah, there's going to be, the family be relocated. Dust wipes are taken before the work begins, as well as after, and as well as
Excellent.
soil samples.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. All right. Corinne, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No,
Let's do it quick.
no, no, I just appreciate whatever Bobby is trying to do for me.
Yeah, okay.
And if I can add to the urgency, and I don't know if we have to wait the entire 2 weeks, being that this is an advisory, but we do have a child with an elevated blood level already. So we really do want to get this started. I understand the normal procedure. We may have to wait 2 more weeks, or Alvin, can we get an okay today to go ahead?
So again, this is just a recommending body. Because this isn't a public hearing, the commission can make a recommendation today, and then I'll get you that paperwork, and then that will be sent to Mass Historic, and then they'll deliberate on their own. But this can be resolved today if the commission decides if they have enough evidence to give a recommendation.
No adverse effect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
And I can assure the commission, the place is not gonna, the outward appearance will not change, and in fact be drastically improved.
As you've done in the past.
Exactly.
Okay. And so maybe the commissioner, whoever makes the motion, might want to consider including the language with the hope that the Mass Historical Commission or whoever is going to further approve this could move quickly. My concern is that the bad weather's coming, and you can't do that kind of work when it's bad, which means you're going to be sitting in there another 6 months with the lead.
We're going to do the interior, which is where these kids aren't getting exposed from the peeling paint on the outside. I mean, they're playing in the yard. There's a possibility, but there's not a lot of bare soil. It's these windows going up and down, creating dust.
Yeah.
Since 1880.
Yeah.
The dust levels were, so we'll get in there right away and do the interior work. The painting is going to have to wait till the spring.
Yeah, I was just saying that I hope that the motion made by the commissioner to that it's not detrimental is with the hopes that it would, the further approvals get done quickly. That's all.
So the Mass Historic already has our PNF request. They've got 30 days. They've had it for a couple weeks. So if we can get your okay, they're going to get a call from me tomorrow and a copy of Alvin's paperwork as soon as he gets it to me.
So commissioners, any further questions, worries, details that you'd like to know?
I was just wondering, is there an asbestos issue in this house also?
So I did a healthy homes inspection. So this grant's kind of unique. It lets us, if there's kids under 6 anywhere in Springfield, then please spread the word. An income eligible owner with a family under children under 6 or an expectant mom, for an owner occupant, we can go in there and de-lead the unit for free. It's 100% grant. As part of that, kind of a compliment to the grant, they let us add healthy homes type issues, which are things like asbestos or trip hazards. And so I did that inspection yesterday and I didn't observe any asbestos or suspected asbestos. But there are quite a bit of other repairs that we will make with the healthy homes, but all inside.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other commissioner questions? Discussions? Okay, so this is a request as our environmental review. I need a motion that says the Historic Commission has determined that the work being done on this property, 127 to 129 Piney Woods, will not adversely affect the property. Robert, you had a question?
10 Lafayette. It's 10
I'm
Lafayette.
sorry. Thank you. 10 Lafayette Street. Okay, will not adversely affect the property or be detrimental to the Historic Commission, historic district. Do I have a motion, anyone?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, I'll take a roll call vote. I'll start with Commissioner Judy.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Walter.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Commissioner Belton.
Yes.
And Commissioner Nardi says the same, yes. Okay, so we have full approval and you can get that letter out as soon as possible, Alvin.
Commissioner Nardi, I just want to clarify that motion was for both the scraping and painting and the windows for the full project.
That's correct. Everything that was discussed and,
Okay.
and noted as proposed work.
And with no adverse impact.
Yes.
Okay, just want to clarify that. All right, so I'll get the letter to the homeowner and the petitioner tomorrow.
Okay, very good.
Excellent. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll take that off my screen. So now we have 3 properties under preservation of historically significant buildings that are have been requested to be demolished. Did I understand from you, Alvin, that they're all being each of the certificates are being requested by the same homeowner?
Yes,
Property owner?
yes, the same developer or same property owner.
Right.
So you can certainly listen to the entirety of the project in a whole, but I would make 3 separate motions for each address.
Right, that's what I was just going to suggest too. Okay, so can we, well, let me just make a note that the request is to allow the demolition of these structures. So I'll open it to the property owner to tell us about what's happening.
And I do want to add before the property owner speaks is that we do have a letter from the previous owner.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to put that in the record.
Is that something you could read for us?
Yes.
Thank you.
So the letter is dated October 15th, 2021 to the Springfield Historical Commission in reference to Knox Residences 1 LP, 34 Wilbraham Ave, 42 Wilbraham Ave, and 48 Wilbraham Ave in Springfield. Dear Springfield Historical Commission, I want to inform you that I have sold the following 3 properties to Knox Residences 1 LP, and they are currently under purchase and sale agreement. If you should have any further questions, please feel free to contact me. Sincerely, James Wayne.
Very good. Any other letters?
No, that's all for this particular development.
Okay. So I'll open it to the homeowner, the property owner, to talk to us about their request.
My name's Jennifer Egan. Gordon is the president of First Resource Development Companies, and I also work at First Resource Development Companies with Gordon. He was hoping to make this hearing, and I think he's been slightly delayed and should be joining shortly. We're trying to figure out how did this get onto the agenda? Do we know who put it on the agenda?
Mr. Gary Nelson put in the applications for it to come on the agenda.
Right. The homes would be demolished to make room for parking for the Knox One project. And this has already been approved by Springfield Historical Commission, City Council, the Mayor's Office, National Park Service, and Mass Historic. So is this a procedural thing only, or?
So again, the Springfield Historical Commission, they gave a letter of support for the project. However, whenever you take down any building in the city that's over 100 years old, it requires historic approval under the city ordinance for demo delay.
Okay.
Right. The building department would not allow it until they came to us for a final approval.
Okay.
Because it's over 100 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I mean, I know that we were under the impression that this had already been approved from Springfield Historical. So I guess that's not the case.
That's correct. This has not come before the commission for under demo delay. So I guess the project manager, I believe that's Mr. Gary Nelson, he went to the building department to obtain demolition permits, and he was denied and told that because of the properties are over 100 years old, they would require a waiver from the Springfield Historical Commission to waive that demo delay ordinance in process.
Okay, understood. Okay. I'll convey that to Gordon. I was hoping that he would be able to join, but I don't think he's going to make it in time. Unless you want to move forward with another agenda item, and he may be joining any minute if you want to do that.
Well, I'm willing to do that. If you think he might
Okay.
come, there's no reason why we can't.
I do think
Okay.
he'll be on
Sure,
shortly. Thank you.
we can do it. The commissioners, I assume, are okay with that. So there are just a couple other matters on our agenda. Alvin, why don't you tell us an update on what's going on with 120 Harvard Street?
120 Harvard Street, I actually spoke with the property owner. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but he understands, or I guess he did receive a letter from the law department, so he understands that he could potentially be fined or, have to deal with litigation matters. So he decided that he would put in an application. I forwarded him a new application and basically told him, obviously you can't keep the windows that you have there now. he would have to find a window that would fit the appropriateness guidelines under the commission.
Right.
And so he fully understands that. So I'm expecting that he will put in an application soon for windows that would be more appropriate. He did state that, it's something that would be costly to him and he would not be able to do it or complete it within, a short time frame. So sounds like he will ask for, a significant, or maybe like a year or two to complete the project. So
Okay.
again, we're just waiting on him to put in an application, and we'll see. So, and again, if he doesn't put in an application, then we'll have to move forward in another manner.
Right. Well, it's great that you're able to speak with him finally, so that's good.
Yes.
Okay. And what about 121 Dartmouth Terrace?
So yes, 121 Dartmouth Terrace. I have not heard from the property owner. He has been fined by the building department. I'm not sure if those fines will continue. I know Attorney Shuchuk, I believe, sent another letter. I'm not sure if he's gotten any response from the property owner, but I have not heard from the property owner.
No, I have not heard from the property owner since I sent the letter. I sent it, was it last week? So I'm not sure when it was, but it wasn't too long ago. So
yeah.
I gave him 30 days as requested by the commission. So to contact Alvin and get an application in. So I guess we'll see if I'll figure out when I sent the letter, and then 30 days from the letter was sent, and I'll report to the commission. We'll figure out what the next step would be.
Okay. So at this point, the commissioners, we don't have to do anything other than hope that the first application comes in and the people from Dartmouth Terrace finally respond.
Correct.
So we're sort of on hold for those two properties, and they'll stay on the other matters unless one gets moved up to new matter.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds fine.
I also have some letters from the community in regards to 121 Dartmouth Terrace.
Okay.
I'll just put those into the record. So this one is from Mr. Edward Zuckerman of 28 Ingersoll Grove, Springfield, Mass. Dear Sir, regarding 121 Dartmouth Terrace, the removal of historic pieces of this property is in direct violation of the historic neighborhood covenant and is totally unacceptable. As a homeowner in McKnight for 35 years, I have witnessed the lack of respect for our historic neighborhood by persons who have little concern for the historic integrity that we as a group have tried to maintain. I urge the city to set the example that laws are created to protect and serve, and force the current owner to restore the architectural integrity of 121 Dartmouth Terrace. Respectfully, Edward Zuckerman.
Okay, you said you had another one?
Yes.
Okay.
So this letter is from Miss Jennifer Rao, or I'm not sure how you say that, but 29 Ingersoll Grove, Springfield. She states, hello, Mr. Allen. I would like to submit the following comment with respect to a home in my neighborhood that is on tonight's agenda, 121 Dartmouth Terrace. From my understanding, the homeowners made a number of changes in direct contravention of the historic district ordinance without prior application or permission, and have not appropriately responded appropriately to the city. Of particular concern is the loss of the original carriage house doors, which has exceptional detail and art windows, and were replaced with single modern standard stock metal garage door, which is windowless. This door is visible from the street and sits right across from the beautiful Central Park on one of McKnight's landmark streets. Many of my neighbors, including elderly neighbors, have coexisted with their original carriage house doors for decades in the interest of preservation over the convenience of modern doors. The unauthorized replacement of those doors by these owners is a slap in the face to those neighbors who have carefully preserved their doors. It is also a harm to, I'm sorry, small text here. It is also a harm to these owners who have purchased their in the neighborhood because of the historic features and relying on the existence of the historic protections to protect our investment in the community. These owners appear to have newly purchased their home in 2017, fully aware of the preservation rules and the historic nature of this community, and therefore have no hardship which would justify their actions. In addition, they could have maintained the original doors while modernizing the opening mechanism, as there are mechanisms that exist on the market to automate carriage doors. The McKnight carriage houses are a defining feature of our historic community and its history. The original door should be replicated. In addition, the electric meter equipment placed at the front of the house is an eyesore that hasn't even been attempted to be camouflaged. This should be an easy fix for the homeowner. I hope the commission will continue to use all tools available to secure attendance from these new homeowners and require that they make amends for their unauthorized changes. Preserving our historic features is one of the reasons the McKnight neighborhood has been a successful inner city community that continues to support and attract a multi-generational, multiracial, and educated population that brings tax revenue to the city, creates local jobs, and has seen increased property values. I hope these homeowners will do the right thing and give the respect to our neighbors, our community organizations, and our volunteer historic commissioners and city employees who have worked so hard to keep our neighborhood features intact. Ms. Jennifer Rao.
Great, thank you very much.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. All right, so I guess at this point, I'll ask if Jennifer, if you're still on and you're last on our agenda.
Yes, I'm here. I know that Gordon was, oh, Gordon, are you here? I can see he's, oh, there he is. So
there he
Gordon
is.
has joined us, yep.
Good.
I am here. Maybe someone can explain to me why we're on the agenda tonight.
Alvin, I'll let you repeat what you said earlier because Gordon unfortunately hadn't gotten here yet.
Okay, so the matter of these three structures is on the agenda because it must have been your project manager, I believe, Mr. Gary Nelson, applied to demolish the three homes. He was denied by the building department due to the city ordinance, the demo delay ordinance for structures that are over 100 years old. These three properties all are, I guess, over the age of 100 years old. So therefore, they fall within this ordinance. So in order to get a waiver of the ordinance, it requires historic approval for a waiver to, demolish a structure that is over 100 years old. So therefore, Mr. Nelson had put in three applications for the three addresses to get this resolved. So therefore, that's why it's on the agenda tonight.
All right. Thank you for explaining that. We went before the council back in 2020, at which time we received unanimous approval for the demolition of these three houses. Subsequent to that, City Council issued a special permit based on that approval. Mass Historic also issued an approval on October 7th, 2020. And NPS issued approval on August 5th, 2021. So the Neighborhood Association has approved as well. I understand that there is a process here as far as building permits, but we pulled a building permit to start the approved plan for Knox Residences 1. These 3 houses are part of that plan as we all previously reviewed and solved the parking problem, or provided the parking for the old Knox building. Just so we can recall, the Knox building has been broken into 2 phases, Knox Residences 1 and Knox Residences 2. Knox Residences 1 has been funded by the governor. We're about to start construction January, February to try to save that building. These 3 houses are the parking for the structure. So as a matter of course, we pulled a building permit and a demolition permit for the 3 houses. And I guess that's what leads us to tonight's hearing. I don't know if I can answer any questions or anyone has any questions for anybody here on our company. We have 4 representatives from our company. We're more than happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Gordon. Commissioners, does anyone have any specific questions or information that you'd like to ask?
Yes, I have a specific question. I'd like to know if we have explored any options of moving these structures, at least one of them, besides destroying all 3. There are a number of vacant lots in the Wilbraham Avenue, Northampton Avenue, and Westford Circle that some of these structures could be moved to.
To answer the question, no, that would not be my role to move houses. It would be cheaper to build a house than to move these houses in the extreme deplorable condition that they're in. You know, if someone wants to come and move it, I certainly support that. But it would probably be $60,000 or $70,000 just to move one house. You could literally duplicate that house for what it would cost to move it, then restore it.
Well, you'd have to move it and build a foundation for it as well.
Well, absolutely. There'd be more than a foundation that'd be needed if you could move it. But you'd have to move all the telephone lines. I mean, it's a very expensive process. I realize these buildings are 100 years old. As everybody knows, they're not in the Winchester Historic District. And our objective all along was to hopefully save one of the most historic buildings in the entire country, the Knox. This was the plan for 3 years now to lay out the neighborhood, and we had hoped to incorporate the MCDI building in all this. And as everybody knows here, we lost that building. You know, we had spent quite a bit of money and time in trying to put a project there as well. And I'm fully aware there's vacant lots down that end of the street.
Hey, Gordon, not to cut you off, I apologize, but
That's
I believe if Alvin, I believe if I'm, let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe they're just be voting on whether anything historically significant has happened on these buildings, and if not, to just vote to, you know, demo them. Is that what we're doing here?
That's correct. So basically, the commission is looking at, are these structures historically significant for, you know, for the reason of, due to architecture? Is it historically significant due to, you know, a famous person or, you know, president? that may have stayed at, one of these residences. Is it historically significant just due to being within a collection of properties? That's what the commission is really looking at.
Yeah, and if it's not, then it's okay to demolish, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
and they can approve a waiver if
Okay.
it doesn't meet any of those criteria.
Okay, I
Right.
just want to make sure, so we're all thinking about the same thing, whether, well, it could be moved or not. I don't think that's really the issue, Tom, unfortunately. If it's not historically significant, I believe they don't have the duty to move anything. So.
I just have a quick question, and I'm new, so maybe I missed something, but why would like Mass Historic and the City Council and all of those entities be involved and not ours?
I think they were involved in the overall project. And again, the developer did come before the Springfield Historical Commission to get a letter of support to then send to Mass Historic for the overall project. But when it comes to these 3 individual properties, they come under the ordinance, which is, it's not separate of the project, but it wasn't, it sort of, this is coming up now because,
Because of the request for demolition. That's the only reason.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other commissioner with questions or request for information? No?
Well,
Okay.
I'll just ask, we've seen the file on the 3, we've seen the GIS. Alvin, there's nothing from the state, there's no documentation that any of these 3 properties have historical significance?
No, none of these properties are listed on MACRIS. They have not been designated with any sort of, historic designation, or neither are they within a district of historic designation. So again, they haven't been surveyed, so there's nothing that we have on file.
I can say that I've driven by, and architecturally, I don't see anything significant that I would be really sad to lose.
I would agree. I just wanted to confirm. I just wanted to ask the question because I didn't see
Okay.
anything that in print that said that these were special for some reason or even surveyed or.
Yeah, of course. That's great.
Thank you.
Do we have any public commentary on this matter?
Alvin?
I have not received any comments on this particular matter.
Okay, well, if there's no other information, then I will open the request for any commissioner who would like to make the motion for the first of the 3, because we have to have a motion and a vote on each of the 3 properties. Okay. The first address is 34 Wilbraham Avenue. Do I have a motion to allow the demolition of that property?
I would like to make a motion to allow the demolition of 34 Wilbraham Avenue based on our discussions.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do I have a second? Walter, second. Thank you. Discussion? All right, if there's no discussion, then I will take a vote by roll call. Let's start with Commissioner Walter Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Belton,
No.
Commissioner Judy Kroll,
Yes.
and Commissioner Nardi votes yes. Okay, so that one is approved. We have the next one, 42 Wilbraham Avenue. I need a motion in like kind. Do I have a motion to allow the demolition of 42 Wilbraham Avenue?
So moved.
Thank you, Walter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Judy Kroll. Discussion. Okay, if there's none, we'll start the vote roll call again. Commissioner McFarland,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Belton,
No.
thank you. Commissioner Judy Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Nardi is yes. That one also is allowed to be demolished by our determination. And we have the last, which is 48 Wilbraham Avenue. I need a motion from a commissioner.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion from anyone? Okay, let me go through it. Commissioner Belton,
No.
thank you. Commissioner Judy Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland, try it again, Brian.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Nardi is yes. So there you go, Alvin. You have approval on all three demolitions to send back to the building department.
Okay, so I'll get the building department record of the waiver of the demo delay
Okay.
ordinance.
So we've touched on all the items on the agenda. I'm assuming there is no one here specifically for anything else, other than the fact that you like to see us. All right, well then I'm open to a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I heard Thomas Belton move that very quickly. Okay.
Yes.
Appreciate that. All those in favor of adjournment? Aye.
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 Thank you, everyone. Thanks for
Thank you
coming.
much.
Aye.
Thank
Night,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank
See
you.
you soon.